have Dr. Mrs. Durojaye Olabimpe. So she is the founder and the CEO of Maciland Medical Center. So ma, can you give us a brief history of how Maciland Aparadija Branch started?
It's a short story and long story. Usually when I get to any environment, I look around. The only first thing that I will think about that environment I look around is about their medical well-being or about their health or their well-being. Especially when I travel down 2-3 kilometers or down a 2 or 3 villages or communities or Maciland, and there's no hospital visible. Especially when you discover that even in that community there are no doctors or whosoever where somebody can rush into in case of an emergency or just simple community primary health care. So with this compassion in me, we started, and my husband, we started the one in Ijebu in 1996. And with that experience, we are used to an environment where there is no light, there is no good road, there is practically nothing. You have to be your own local government, I can call it. You supply your own water, you supply your own light, if possible. So if possible, construct your own road. Those are the areas where we are find ourselves practicing. Not because of any other thing, but because of the compassion we have for rural and urban slum people. And the journey to Maciland Medical Center Aparadija began with our patient who moved from being a tenant to be a landlord in a community called Aparadija. I heard of that place first from my patient who said they are moving to Aparadija. So, and I asked, and it become a burden. Anytime he has a challenge, he has to travel from that place to our place back to Ijebu and say, I'm in that place because there are no hospital. And doctor, can you come and say one? But now become a burden on me when in one night is easily called that somebody has been in labor for 2 days, and the people now say, okay, they have to go to somewhere which they don't have any trust as such. And by that night, around they arrived in our place around 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the night, and immediately the surgery was carried out, because before they get to our place, we have prepared the theater, prepare everything for them. So that one keep me talking, say, maybe I will consider the request of this my client that I've been asking for 2 or 3 years. And then all of a sudden another child had this appendicitis that they were calling typhoid malaria, until the appendix ruptured. And they come into contact that my client also happened to be a neighbor of the father of that child, and they have to do laparotomy and treated that child, operated that child, and the child became well. Later on, my sister and the husband had a school in that environment, and they said, oh, auntie, they just want to start a secondary school with an hostel. They started the secondary school, they want to start the hostel, and they will need an hospital that there is a doctor. That was the requirement from the government. I said, okay, wow. and this form an additional how do I call it, additional proof that environment actually need a doctor to come to that environment. And here am I, my husband has vowed that he's no longer going to start an hospital in a place where he did not have his own building based on our previous experience. So that my sister now said no, they have a house they were using for hostel, if I would not mind to start the hospital there. I came. It's a block of 6 2-bedroom flats, and we lease the place and we enter into the place and we begin the practice. What surprised me in the process of mobilization, community information, visiting the people, letting them to know what is actually their heart desire, we discover a lot of children were not immunized, and we discover a lot of pregnant women are being taken care only by birth attendants. Even some do not even have anything training even on that birth attendant. So we discovered that okay, the right time for the people to move into that community, for a professional to move to that community will be better. And we move around, we discovered there are about 12 community in this place, the one that I can count. When I started counting them, they say Onifade, they say one, Ọ̀dàntún, Ọ̀dàòsì, Ìtèlè, Ayétòrò, and Ìsúngbà, Olúgbùdé, Ìjàgbá, Tipa Garage. They mention about 10 to 12 community like that. And we move around the community and we discover it's a vast, big community with no medical personnel. Not saying medical personnel per se, a doctor own hospital per se. And then we decided to move in. In that community when we came, there was no light, there was no good road, there is practically nothing that is socially that can make any doctor to go into that community. But I decided I make up my mind because of the compassion. When we were coming, it was difficult to get staff. I talked to my staff in Ijegun. About few of them agreed to follow me, but at the time we were coming, nobody was ready to follow. Everybody began to give one excuses or the other. Because before we started, we came for outreaches. Immunization comes every two weeks to immunize people, to immunize children. And in the process of that, we discovered that antenatal patients, pregnant women begin to come and register. That we will register and then you come and start. Look for a place, we don't mind. So before we started at all, between August and October, we've registered like about 30 to 50 pregnant women. So we decided, and we started this program with that Abiye program, whereby they pay minimum money 100 naira for antenatal, and delivery was there just 5,500. They are done. Whether we induce, whether we assist, it's just 5,500, and it was an eye opening. We discovered that a lot of children, a lot of women, life have been put to risk in that time, in that community, pending the time that we came. And the community were happy. Despite the fact that we never go to any Oba or anybody or anyone in that community. As time goes on, we discover that the program we have been doing in Ijegun too will be benefit them. We discover that too. It's a rural community, or I can call it urban slum. Because majority of the people that are living there, apart from the indigenous people, are people that migrated from Lagos, Bariga, Abesen Estate, Ipaja, Ayobo, who were the tenants in those places before, and now they now buy their own plot of land and then build their own 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom, 1-room apartment. Some are completed, some are not completed. We begin the clinic in full force. We came to open the place, clean the place up October 3rd, just in honor of one of my children. That I told her, don't worry, I will do something for you if you can follow. I know you have compassion for mercy. You never want to do, but I say okay, but I see you doing it, and that's why we choose that October 3rd, which is our birthday, to start the hospital. And then we do the opening. We continue with our mobilization, and by 16th of October 2013 we started. When we started with just a sewage, or how do I call it, somebody who came from the university to do industrial attachment in the laboratory. He agreed to follow me, that whatever he can do, we do it. So we are there. He's my assistant, I'm the nurse, I'm the doctor at the same time. But fortunately for us, the first patient we will have that day, or the first emergency we will have, which happened to be a very malnourished child, which how do I call this? It's no longer kwashiorkor. This one is marasmus kwashiorkor, with everything debilitated. They just rushed to that place, no kobo, no 5 naira. But I decided to take it upon myself that okay, where will this person go now? And then we treated that child and she was okay. But it was that day we were able to get a nurse. But before the end of the month, we are able to get a registered nurse and some other nursing assistants, that we begin the place together. We go often to community to tell them, from rural area, from community to community, every Saturday, to mobilize community towards the reason why they should come. The immunization program continue. But in 2014 precisely, we started I can call it almost like free surgical outreach, because what they pay them is just 12,500 naira for hernia, whether it's adult or children. We pay 12,500 total. Adult we pay 19,500, including the laboratory tests and everything, all the packaging. And we now see that there are a lot of people too going about with hernia with different kind of ailments that needed surgical intervention. Just the way we have been doing, because we belong to an association that do free surgical, that make surgical intervention to be accessible and affordable, with appropriate technology in this community, in every community, in every rural area, following the step of our mentor, Dr. Ojobi and Dr. Sagba of blessed memory. So we continue this, their opinion and their vision, for everyone to be able, every doctor to be able to provide affordable, accessible, with appropriate technology in a rural area. That's the way we started, and was an awesome. with this 10 years that we have been in this area, there have been a challenges because every staff that we have to employ, we have either to bring them from Lagos or from Malta. That means they will need accommodation. We accommodate, including the doctor who we live like a commoner people, the doctor, the nurses, the lab technician, the CHO, that is the community person, which is the community health officer that work with me. We live in the same 3 flat upstairs, and we use the 3 flat downstairs as a community hospital. And up till now, we've been offering that community service to the community. The only thing that we put in the heart is that if whether you have money or you don't have money immediately in your hand, you will come, we will attend to you, at least take you out of that sickness. Then your relative or your parents or whoever will go and look for the money to pay the services. Initially, they pay how much they can afford and go and come back, but we discovered that our experience in the community show that they just have to pay whatever to do. Either we forget about the balance or we just do our own. I've been privileged to save some pregnant women that needed surgical intervention. Despite the fact that they couldn't pay the money, I knew they could not pay that money, they can't pay the money, but I went ahead and operate them, and eventually they didn't get money. I have to ask them to go. And there was even one interesting one that after all the surgery, what they were able to pay was just 20,000 naira. And then after staying in the ward for few weeks, and the husband was trying to have sex with her inside the hospital, and now you have to carry her, say, okay, go to your house. If you have, come and pay. If you don't have, I won't kill you. You don't have. And then, or is he the one that a series of complicated cases, complicated CS from different birth attendants in the community. But the fact I believe I never go to any birth attendant for anything, but I let them know that I am around here. If you have anything, you can. Community that also they come when there is need, when they know is money is their challenge, because they believe in all that we will still take care of them. Then they will go and solve for the money, and it is unaffordable. So that use us to do our service very well to the level of helping the rural community. And presently, people from Lagos, people from Ibadan. There was one surgical outreach that we did that people came from Ibadan, people came from Oyo, people came from Cotonou, people came from Badagry. Cases came from Epe, Aja, and we are surprised that people can travel as far as Aja to this rural place for surgical outreaches. Ikorodu, out till moment people comes from those areas when they have a surgical outreach, surgical challenges, and they know that they don't have enough money that will be required in the city. They come to this community to do their prayer. God has been helping us. Presently, we are 10 years in it back, and we see God has been helping us and want to give thanks unto the Lord in this community for keeping us, including, yes, workers has come, staff has gone, but we keep on getting from outside. But presently we are able to get few people pure and like normal the normal way. As the community is growing, people are beginning to come into the community. More doctors are coming into the community, and I thank God that we have not regretted our coming to this community. And the people have been good, they have been nice to us, and they have not failed us to certain level. But the challenges with light, thank God by the time we spent 6 months in this community, light came. The road is coming to shape. We are grateful to Governor Ambode that helped us to do Ayobo side of the road to Ayetoro Bridge. That made our outgoing, because sometimes when I'm coming my car, I will have to park it in Ayobo and take Okada to come to the community when all the cars that I brought into this place get the problem to put it in shape always become a problem, and I decided not to come to the community again with car or with anything. I will come with my Okada. I climb the Okada or take Marwa and Korokwe now, and I believe that maybe the government of Ogun State also will look into our community and give us a befitting road so that the community can develop.
That was touching and emotional. So ma, I want to ask, like, how many surgeries in the last 10 years has been carried out in this?
Will I be able to say that?
Just like an next.
That one is minimum about 700.
Wow, that's huge.
And now from this like 60 to 65% of the surgery, then followed by CS, then fibroid. The gutter is not much. The gutter is just like about 134 or so. The delivery, we have delivered about 700 to 800 babies, and out of this we have about 184 CS. And thank God, except we can't point into anyone that has not their baby except those one that was brought from outside with complication whose baby already have been has gone or in a bad shape, or
all the statistics.
We have not lost anyone.
Okay.
No women lost, because the purpose of starting Abiye program is to save mothers from untimely death, preventable death, and God has been helping us.
All the statistics are Aparadija Branch only.
Yeah, only Aparadija Branch. That's Aparadija Branch.
Okay, thank you, ma, for having me today. It's a pleasure doing this with you, ma. Thank you, ma.
Oh, so can you just like take all
I use this opportunity to thank God that give us the wisdom, because I cannot say it by my own power or by my own expertise or the expertise of my husband, who is my great supporter and the one that do majority of the surgery. And I thank God for the association that I belong to, that this year we formed the second time now that they will coming to do surgical outreach with me. The first one was the third time. The first one was 2015. The second one was 2017. And this third one is going to happen this 10 years anniversary. I mean, the association or surgical rural surgical practitioner of Nigeria. I thank my chairman, Dr. Salih of Ariset Hospital, and our secretary, Dr. Yelade of Dominion Hospital in Owode, and every other aspirant. They have been so good. Anytime we have program, we work as a family, and they work without any reservation or any money or any demand more than what the union require. And then I thank all the NGO that have been helping us, the school, Holy Savior schools, Holy Savior School in Isumba, Lafenwa, who brought us to this community. The director happened to be the one who took us to Ijegun, and even the same person who eventually facilitates our coming to Aparadija, who volunteer his building to us with minimal cost of rent that we pay as we are able. Sometimes I pay it 3 times, sometimes I pay it 4 times, sometimes I will have spent the whole year before the money will be paid, and yet without any complaint. And we thank God for their life, that what they have planted in our life, God also will plant it in their life. And the people that they take care to, the health of those people, and I believe that all the people that are receive this good care through us, through their boldness of bringing us into this community, also their prayer will answer, that their own business also, they will not know sickness, they will not see evil in their family. I thank all my staff. I thank especially Mr. Abiola. He's presently in Ondo State working with one of my doctors who work with us, who also have the same compassion, practicing in a rural area in Ondo State. All the people that has helped me, all my lab technician have been wonderful. Mr. Ojo Olorunwa, Mr. Alupol, Miss Soniola, my good personal assistants, alias Agboworin. That's what every workers, every technician or artisan that work with us call her is my personal assistant. Wherever I'm not around, whatever they need, anything to be repaired, they are on their feet doing it. They do it best, they do it fine. And the staff, the nurses, the assistant nurses, they have been very wonderful. My first midwife, Miss Ofule, presently not in Nigeria, but we have a cordial relationship. They have been very good. She was very good, and she was part of this journey. My first nursing assistant, Mrs. What is her name? The name is so. I did forget her name. Mrs. Kuti. And then my another nurse assistant I can call my daughter, my friend, my assistants, a good nurse assistants, very good nurse assistant, very good caring person, Miss Kupo. Another one that God has used in this place, and the present one that are using in this place to move this place forward. And I pray that God Almighty will continue to be with them, will continue to open the way for them, and will continue to take them to a higher level from one level or the other. And I thank the staff of Maciland Medical Center Ejegu, who for one time or the other has come to give the people in Aparadija training and support, especially when we have surgical outreach. They will always use their off in assisting in Maciland Medical Center Aparadija. And I'm grateful to the kind of husband that my engaged unto me, who has given me the privilege and opportunity to explore my compassion. He himself doesn't like rural practice, but I like rural practice. I love practicing in a rural place. I like starting things new and then seeing the results. I cherish rural people because they help in helping themselves. And it has always been the backbone for the surgical outreaches we do. Sometimes it comes here even after working for the whole day in that place to come and operate here. Sometimes he leave this place by 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock to go back home because of he has to be there and he has to be here for that surgery. And I glorify God for his strength, for the help that has given unto him, and for the passion. You can see this passion in him. Even when I said this much he should rest, he said no, let's do one, let's do two, I will do it. This one, the person must leave. And I can, if not because of his passion and his support, we will have not been able to be in this place. We will have run back, because the surgical outreaches, the antenatal, the ABA program that form the basis of this hospital will have not been able to come to light, because they are always with emergency. Any emergency in medical, either if in the rural, if it is not surgery, it will be, most cases is a surgical cases. Most cases is surgical cases, and not minding that. And I thank all the doctors also that even when my husband is not available, they come here to help us. Dr. Salau, Dr. Aparadija Branch, Dr. Thank God, they always come to this place to help me when my husband is not available. And I thank God for all my friends and all my husband's friends, colleagues. Anytime I call on them on the outreaches, they always show up to do their best for the patients. And with all this surgical thing, I believe it is just God, because I cannot count if we have lost anyone. We have not lost anyone. in all our outreaches, and it is not by our making, it's not by our anything. I believe is God. God is behind everything. God is behind everything.
So, ma, what are the advice you are going to give people that are under one illness or the other?
Pardon?
Like under one illness or the other, maybe they are sick or they are having one
Okay.
or I need to go under surgical.
The only thing I always advise people in the community is this: when you come early to where there is doctor, even if the doctor cannot help you, he or she will be able to direct you to the right place, to the right hospital, or to the right place where you will get help. And when you come to the hospital on time, not waiting or trying until your case is severely complicated. The more complicated it is, the more expensive it becomes, and the more nearer to death it is. So the earlier preventive medicine is better than curative or emergency medicine. So if you come on time, there are doctors around in every community now. In this community now, there are doctors around. Always try to go to doctors. Doctors are always ready to help, especially in this Ogun State, where we are faced with a lot of quackery and everything. There are a lot of doctors in the rural community. We are encouraging doctors to come to communities so that our people can get affordable, qualitative and medical intervention on time. And if they are coming, they are not coming to come and sit down and be looking. They came to help the community. So the people in the community should try to make use of the opportunity and help the rural medicine to grow, because since majority of the people live in the community, by Nigerian statistics that says 60 to 70% of the people live in the rural community and urban slum. We can term this place as an urban slum because it's very close to Ayombo, very close to Ipaja, very close to Ota, and only in a close environment.